Hello everybody. So in this video we are having a candidate for Java interview. Okay, so he's going to give interview for Central Bank of India. Okay, so I have taken mock interview for that guy. So go ahead and look into it, like what all kind of questions that are most frequently asked that I have taken his interview, what all kind of questions I have asked to him. Okay, so go through the complete video and you will get complete insights on it. And if you want to book your mock interview session or one-on-one consultation session or any kind of session, there is a top mid link on the description box below. Go ahead and book your session now, and we will be having one-on-one consultation call or mock interview session call. It depends upon yourself what you want to go ahead with. Okay, so we will be having one-on-one session with you to know where and all your problems are, and we will be helping you resolving that as well. Okay, so let's start with the video.
So, hi Amit, tell me about yourself, like what and all project experience you are having.
So currently I'm working as senior project engineer in CDAC Mumbai, and
Yeah.
currently I'm working in CDAC Mumbai from last 7 years, and I'm
Okay.
working on technologies like Java 8, Spring Boot, microservices architecture for backend, and for front end I am using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery, and we are using PostgreSQL database.
Mm-hmm.
And for deployment, we are using Jenkins for CI/CD and
Okay.
like Docker and Kubernetes for deploying the images.
Okay. Okay. So basically, what all kind of projects you have made, like with respect to endpoint functionalities, what you have implemented and served to the clients.
Uh, it is a microservices kind of project. So I'm working on two services.
Okay.
I'm team lead of two services, and these are basically for exporter registration in our project
Which
and for
registration?
issuing the qualification. Exporter registration. This is basically for we are developing the project for ECGC, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India.
Okay.
So it deals with like issuing of insurance product to exporter who export their goods from India to other countries. So I'm working on modules for exporter registration and issuing of policy. Two modules.
Achha, achha, okay. And with respect to API, like what all functionalities have you implemented, like which you have implemented?
So I have implemented like for registration, we are using like there are various controllers where I have created endpoints like for registration, post endpoint, for getting the details, get endpoint, and for synchronous communication between services, we are using Plain Client, and for asynchronous, we are using RabbitMQ.
Okay. 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 So, like when you are going for put mapping and when you are going for patch.
So we are going for put mapping when we have to update complete object. And if we
Complete
want to
object
update
means?
means there is an entity called exporter profile. If we want
Mm-hmm.
to update the whole entity, then we can go for put mapping. And if we want to update particular parts like
Mm-hmm.
its like address, etc., then we can go with patch patch mapping.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so how are you maintaining the security of your API?
So for security, we are using OAuth 2,
Hmm.
and we are using standalone peak clock server as resource as means authorization server, and
Okay,
we are generating JWT tokens and
okay,
for like authentication purpose.
okay, okay. So what are the basic parameters in authorizing JWT token?
So the JWT token will contains header which will
Hmm.
contain like what type of security mechanism is being used like RSA etc. And
Hmm.
it will contains payload and in it also contains like signature which will be used to verify whether it is from like particular service. So it contains three parts: header, payload, and signature.
Okay, okay. And in the code side, like how have you implemented that authentication part? Like let's suppose I want particular functionalities to be implemented via this user. So I want to have a specific role for specific functionality. Okay, so let's suppose we are having admin role and we are having user role. So user role want to have just a view of all the API, basic things they want to view. And the admin should have all type of functionalities, like they can insert something, they can update something, they can do anything, whatever they want. Those who are at a senior position, okay, those who are at the management level. So how are you assigning roles based upon the person? Like how will you do that?
So, sir, we have created various roles like admin role or normal user role. So,
Hmm?
we can use annotation like pre-authorize on particular method. Like if we want to create a resource, then we can annotate with pre-authorize, and inside that we can pass authority, has authority inside
So which class,
role.
basically,
Like
in which class you will write this pre-authorize?
pre-authorize in controller class, we
Okay, in
can write.
controller class. Okay,
It is
then
on method level. We can write on service class also. Basically, it is on method level.
okay,
So we can write on controller or service also.
okay, then
So it will be so then means it will be filtered according to if it is not permitted, then we have handled like we have redirected to a particular page which will say forbidden error.
no, no,
This
that means like
page.
that particular part, how will you implement? Like the
Uh,
role-based authentication, that part, how will you implement?
so for that, sir, we have defined a configuration class where
Okay,
we have annotated with web web security. I can't remember the configuration
okay,
annotation name.
okay,
Web security, I think something. And inside that, we have created a beam filter chain, and we
okay.
have then defined uh, like filters on
Mm-hmm.
which endpoints are like if particular endpoints are to be secured and some are to be public, then we
Hmm.
can define like HTTP matcher, something like that. I can't remember the method name.
It's no
So
HTTP
inside
matches. So it's like AND matches are there.
ant matches, so we
Mm-hmm.
can configure like that which
Mm-hmm.
endpoint we want to secure, and
Okay.
also inside that we can define like if we want to uh, implement JWT authorization, we can mention in that, and if we want to protect it, CSRF protection, we can also mention in that. It is by default enable. If we want to disable it, we can disable it from there also.
Mm. Okay.
So in that
So
configuration class.
okay, okay. So let's suppose there's a big billion day sale going on and there's like millions of hits coming to your endpoints. So there
Mhm.
can be a certain scenario like some products are being sold like 90% of the times. There are like a lot of products there, but only a few products are being sold 95% of the time. So there is like multiple hits coming at that point. So how will you handle those kind of scenarios so that it can handle all those requests basically from the users? So at the same
So
time, let's suppose 50,000 users are clicking on that iPhone they want to buy. So how will you handle that scenario?
So we can rate limit that using resilience 4G.
Okay.
We can provide the configuration of rate limiter using
Mm-hmm.
resilience 4G, and like how much amount of the volume of calls it can handle, we can configure it. And if we want to, if it is coming like
So how
at
much will you keep the rate limiter value basically? So there can be millions of hits, right? So you can't put
yes,
100, 200, like how much will you put? So that some other people, it's like early people are coming and they are able to buy and all other people are waiting for lot of period of time. So how will you maintain that time gap so that other people will
uh,
not have to wait for long period of time?
we can also configure retry mechanism here. Uh,
Okay.
for
What will happen with
we
that?
can uh, after some time it will retry like we have defined some time
Mm-hmm.
after which it can retry. So inside that configuration we can provide values like after 5 seconds, 6 seconds it will again retry the same endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
In that way we can handle, or we can handle asynchronously also. If we can put the request through RabbitMQ, so
Mm-hmm.
it will be queued, the request will be queued, and
Okay.
our service can pick up each request and process asynchronously.
Okay. 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 So I'm giving you one code to write. Okay. Can you see the chat? So basically, I'm giving you the array 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. Okay.
Yes.
And target is 11. So I want to find all the pairs whose sum is equal to the target value.
Okay.
Okay. But the main catch is like we can't print 9, 2 and 2, 9 both. Okay. Only one of them you should be printing and it should be optimized.
Okay.
Okay.
So should I tell the logic or I have to write the code?
Yeah, you can just tell your approach first and then you can write the code for that.
So for finding the pairs and it should not be duplicate, then we can use Hashmap to store the pairs
Mm-hmm.
so that it cannot be duplicate. And if the target is 11, then we
Mm-hmm.
can do target minus the number.
Okay.
Uh, and in hash map, we will find out if the number is present inside that list or array.
Okay.
So in that way, we can make pairs.
Okay. Okay. You can proceed ahead. You have ID?
Uh, yes, I have idea.
Yeah, you can share your screen and you can proceed.
Now visible, sir?
Yeah, yeah, you are now visible. Screen is visible.
Now visible, sir. My screen is visible.
Yes, yes, it's visible. Yeah.
Yeah, we can create a hash map. Sure. Inside that, we want this. We will first insert.
Yeah, anything you ask?
Hello.
Yeah, anything you ask?
No, no, sir. I was thinking.
Okay.
We will look to the early we can put target is 11. So input area target is target is not contains target element array. Then put
Instead of repeating target minus array of I again and again, it could have saved in one variable and would have used it.
yes, so we can do it will scan all the element and it will find the target on present inside. Map is empty.
The initial level only we have checked map.contents key. Initially, map will not contain anything.
Okay, then initially it will not contain anything. Then we have to put else condition. We can, but what should we put in else condition? I'm not getting the logic.
We'll try to think once.
Uh, so if map will not contain anything, the first if will fail. Will come to else. Inside else, we can. I'm not able to read.
Yeah, yeah, sure, no problem. Giving you one more problem. Okay, but this is very
I have to
important
work.
question.
I
Okay,
have to work more coding problems, sir.
yeah, yeah.
I
This
will-
is very important question. This is asked in client rounds. Okay, the small if conditions are only very important. Where to put which if condition, how to break from if condition. These are very important. What will be the output for this?
So class A is having constructor,
Hmm.
and class test is having public void test. Test is of super class, and B extend says um, we are creating object of B by taking reference of A.
Hmm.
Object of test. So it is overriding. um, This, okay, so it will be printing the second one. This is a test of subclass because object is of uh, B.
Can you print me the output? What it will print if I execute this program? Don't execute it here. Just tell me like what. Don't execute it. Okay, just tell
Okay,
me the output.
okay. So,
By executing,
uh,
anybody can tell the output. I want to know the output of this.
output will be, sir, the second test will be executed, second test method.
Only this will be the output.
And also we are creating the constructor.
Mhm.
So constructor, no R constructor is there. So
Okay.
at the time of object creation,
Mhm.
the this will be executed,
Okay.
and when we are calling method, then this test method will be executed.
Okay. So what will be the output for this final output?
So constructor of class B, then this is test class of subclass. This is test method of subclass.
Can you write me the output?
So when we are creating object, then this will be printed constructor of B in the time of object creation. Then in second line, it will print mm, this this test uh, class.
Can you tell me like why it is printing this is test method of subclass?
Uh, it is overriding the test method of uh, with the parent class. So that's why it will
Okay.
be printing the second.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is runtime
Fine.
polymorphism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one I got it. But why have you written constructor of class B? Is this the
Because
way
sir,
how the inheritance is working?
okay, okay, I missed the super. The
You know
first,
how
uh,
constructor chaining is working? Do you
yes,
know about that?
yes, sir. I remember now. So when we are creating the object, it will first call the super constructor class
Mm-hmm.
of super constructor. Then this will be executed first, then this one, and at the last this will be
Yeah,
executed.
first will be
The
class A, then class
test
B,
will-
then this is test method of subclass. This will be the output.
yes, forgot, sir.
They can do like this only. They can club multiple concepts together, and then they will ask you what is the output of this. And they can add some more scenario also. Like so, superclass is throwing some constructor. Superclass, sorry, throwing some exception. Superclass constructor, and subclass constructor is throwing some checked exception. So will it throw compile time error or will it execute fine? What will happen?
Okay.
The constructor of class A is throwing some file not found exception, and constructor of class B is throwing IO exception. So is it possible? This
Okay.
combination is possible or not?
Uh, the stricter exception is not possible in over the child class. It has to throw the means not broader exception. It has to throw the narrower exception. Like if the parent class is throwing the exception,
Mhm.
then the child class can't throw file not found exception.
And what about overriding? Let's suppose test method is
It,
being overridden, and test method is
okay.
throwing some exception. Like test method of class A is throwing file not found, and test method of class B is throwing IO exception.
Uh, the IO exception is uh, I think checked exception.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh,
So what will happen?
I'm not sure which is broader, IO exception or
IO exception will be at the upper hierarchy. Then
okay.
file not found exception comes.
So it will not be possible, sir, because the uh, child class
Yeah.
can't throw the broader exception than parent class.
So for both you are telling it is not possible. Like constructor of class
Uh,
A, file not found, constructor of class B, IO exception, that is also you are telling not possible. And for overriding, overridden method also you are
oh,
telling not
in
possible.
overridden method, it is not possible. I'm not sure about the class.
Both will work in a reverse fashion.
Okay,
Overridden it will work, but for constructor it will not work. So these
constructor
are the
will not.
concepts. Yeah, these are the concepts that are very much important. So these four concepts I have told you. One with
Yes.
respect to overriding, one with respect to constructor, one with respect to these two.
Okay.
Okay, the two problems which I have asked in this. So four type of problems will be asked in this.
Okay.
Okay, so can you do this? So I've sent you one more problem. So what will you approach on this? So I'm creating one map. Okay, and key part can be anything. Like I can put string also 1, 2, 3, 4 in double quotes, and value is like any employee DTO, new employee DTO you are creating with new object. Like it's having employee ID, employee name, and employee location or address. Okay, so like that I am creating 4, 5 objects, and we are putting it into map. Okay, and now my task is to sort the employees based upon the city. Okay, so like Mumbai is a city, Bangalore is a city, Delhi is a city. So there can be a scenario like more than 5, 6 people. It can be a scenario like more people are belonging to one particular city. So first we have to sort the employees based upon the city, and if city is same, like two-person is having same city, then we have to sort based upon their name of the employee. You got
Mhm.
the question?
For that, sir, yes, sir, I got it. So we are using Stream API for this.
Anything you can use. If you can do with Stream API, that is also fine.
So for that, we can use Stream and then we have to sort by city. So inside that sort method, we can provide comparator
Hmm.
uh, based on first we have to sort based on city. So uh,
Can we directly put stream on map?
directly we can't put.
Okay, so how
Uh,
will you apply stream over map?
there is group by function for map.
Group by is
Yes,
applicable
sir.
for everything, but how will you apply stream on map directly? Like it's not possible, right? How will you apply?
We have to get first by the employee object, then we can apply.
Yeah, getting thing is fine, but main thing is now like map is having all this data. So now I
Yes.
have to stream over all the data and then only we can compare the employees city, then name. Okay. So how will you go ahead towards doing operation on city and name? First we have to reach there, right? So before reaching,
Uh,
I need to stream on it. So we can't apply directly stream on map. We can apply on list, we can apply on set, but we can't apply on
yes.
map as well, right? So how will you go ahead with it?
We have to put it inside iterator. Inside iterator,
Iterator. How will you put that in iterator?
we can do iterator dot then we can get next element and
Okay.
iterator provides keys and values.
Okay.
So we can iterate through values and
How will you write that? Can you show me once?
code.
But that one will not be through streams, right? That one is normal for iteration.
Yes, it will not be through streams.
Yeah. So if you have to go ahead with streams, then how will you move ahead?
So directly apply. I have not tried directly applying streams on
How
the
will you iterate a map? Like normal map, how will you iterate?
normal map. We can iterate through iterator. Uh,
Yeah, can
we
you
can create
iterate
a
me over a map? Let's suppose I want to have a key and value. I want to print all key value pairs of this map. How will you iterate over a map and print key and value pairs?
we can create an iterator.
Okay.
Uh, iterator.
First of all, create a map, put some values in the map, and then try to iterate over it and print the values of the map. Can you do that?
Yes, I have to create employee object also.
And you can here only create a normal employee class. Over public class, you can create here employee class.
Yes, can have values. Mm. Employee ID, employee name, and city.
Hmm.
Keys would be integer, value is employee. It is creating my constructor.
I can create a all-out constructor using fields.
So we have to iterate. Mm, mm, dot entry integer. Mm, mm, entry set. Mm, entry set.
This way we should not iterate. This is not a way because with entry set we are fetching the set type data. It's of set type map.entry set. But you are storing it in
Oh,
iterator
hash
type.
set.
You are storing
Mm,
it in iterator type, so it will not work out. So there is a definite way to iterate over a map. Like we generally do like for each map.entry, then this map reference dot entry set.
uh, I can't remember the exact uh, syntax.
Because we are day to day using these in our project, so you should be very much thorough in this. How to iterate list, how to iterate set, how to iterate map. Because if you
Okay.
don't know how to iterate, then how will you go ahead with it? So in stream, basically, you need to make use of entry set, like for each map.entry, this.entry set. So with the help of stream, if you can't put stream method over this map directly. So you need to put like map.entry set dot stream. So once you do
Okay.
map.entry set, it has become a set now. So stream
Yeah.
is applicable over list or set. Okay.
Yes.
So map needs to be converted to set type. So
Yes.
once you
Yes.
do map.entry set, it becomes set. Now you can apply stream.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the way it generally works. So you need to know the in and out of it.
Yes, sir. I will study about it.
Yeah. So do you know about concurrent modification exception?
Concurrent, yes. The fail fast iterator will throw concurrent modification exception when we are iterating the collection at the same time we are modifying the contents of that
Any
collection.
example can you give, like how it is possible to modify at the same time, iterating and modifying at the same time? So how will it happen?
So inside iterator, if we
Hmm.
are like we are doing iterator dot next, so
Hmm.
we are getting the next value,
Okay.
and below that, if we are like adding any value, then it will
Okay.
throw concurrent modification exception.
Okay. Okay. So how can we resolve this problem? Let's suppose I don't want to get ahead with this type of problem. I want to resolve it. So what will be your strategy on that?
So for that, there are concurrent collections like copy on write array list if we are using array list,
Hmm.
and uh, there are also concurrent hash maps if we are using map.
Hmm. Okay. So do you know the difference? First of all, tell me like how Hashmap works internally, how internal
So,
implementation of Hashmap is there.
so in Hashmap, when we are putting anything, so
Hmm?
it has key part and value part. So
Okay.
first the hash code of key will be calculated, and we are storing it at a particular bucket inside Hashmap. So
So
hash
how
code
it
of
will store? How
the
hashcode will be? Yeah.
hash code of keys will be calculated first.
Okay.
And so by the hash code of the key, the
Hmm.
particular bucket index will be find out, and
How it is
inside that
find out? How index
by
is calculated?
comparing the index bucket index and the hash code of
Comparing
that.
the bucket index means I didn't get. First of all, we need to calculate that index part. Then only you can move ahead with putting it in a particular bucket, right?
Yes,
So how
first we
will you
have to
find
calculate.
the position? The index value is
uh,
nothing but a position, right? Where you will
yes,
store those key value pairs. So how will you
yes.
find that index?
So for finding the particular index, we are using some mechanism like there is uh, we have to take mod of particular address of that bucket, and
Address of the
I
bucket
think
means as of now we haven't reached the bucket. Map is there
okay,
somewhere here. Okay. So now at
okay,
this particular point, I got some key value pairs. Now I have
yes,
to think about how can I put this key value pair over this entire map. Okay. So they in the map there are like 16 buckets are there. Okay. So now
okay.
I need to get that key value pair and store it in a particular map at a specific bucket location. So how will I get to know like which particular bucket I need to move ahead with this key value pairs? I can't put at any location, right? I need to
Yes,
calculate
yes.
the index. Okay. So now you're telling me I will calculate the hash code, but what is the length of hash code that we generally calculate?
Length I have not explored, sir.
Means how much bit? Then only you can get the idea, right? What we are doing.
Actually, I have not gone inside the depth of
Yeah,
how it
hash code.
runs.
Yeah, hash code is generally 16 bit. So 16 bit is not possible to put in just 8 bits. Like what's the size of
Yes.
hash map? What's the size of
Mm.
hash map?
Default size is, I think, it is 16, I think.
Hmm. So how will you put that into the specific location of the hash map?
Mm.
It will be in the range of 0 to 15 only, right?
Yes.
So hash code is
Mm.
calculated as 16-bit integer, like some 471925, like that. Some 16-bit integer will be there. So how will it
Yes.
be stored? It's not possible, right? So
Mm.
now what operation can I do on this hash code so that the index will be calculated and it will be stored in a specified bucket? And it will calculate the in the range of 0 to 15 only, always. Whatever may be the hash code of the key, it doesn't matter. So what will I do with this hash code to get the particular index value? That is the main question.
We have to apply some function where we will
What?
pass that hash code and
Okay.
divided by uh, we can take mod
Yeah.
of that hash code and
Hash code mod
divide
what? Modulus with
hash
what?
code 15. I think.
Means what? What is that 15?
15 is that size of uh,
Size of the
the
hash map is 16. The range lies from 0 to 15, 0
0
to
to
n minus
15.
1. Okay, so we are doing modulus with the size of the hash map, which is 16. Okay.
16. Yes.
Yeah, so then it will calculate the index value. So now this key value pair, now we are knowing like what is the index value. Like let's suppose index
Yes.
value is coming as 3. So it will take that key value pair, it will try to locate at a specific bucket. Now I know the bucket. So now what will be the next step? Where will I put that? How will I store those data?
So
I have key, I have value, I have hash code. So now
yeah.
how will I store that? So in future, let's suppose some other key value pairs are coming. So there is a possibility, right? Like for that, the index value can be coming as same. Like for this key
Yes.
value pair, index is 3. So now let's suppose another key value pair is also having index 3. So how will you solve this problem? Again, it will point to
So
same. same index, right? Same bucket location.
No, if then we have to compare by using equals method. If
Okay.
they are same by equals also,
Hmm.
then and their keys are same, then the earlier value will be overridden. And
Yeah.
if it is not same, then we can form a linked list like structure. Uh,
Yeah, both the keys are having same hash code, so it will point to the same bucket location.
Same
Okay,
bucket.
but the values will be different. Okay, so equals
Values
method,
will be.
yeah, equals method will not satisfy. So what will happen in that scenario? How data will be mapped with each other?
So I think it will create a linked list like structure. It will be
Yeah,
appended to
yeah.
the
So basically, it will become a
next.
node. Okay,
Yes,
so key value data hash code. So it will combine. It will create a node, and it will store
yes,
the next node's address. So like how
yes.
linked list is working internally.
Not export, sir, but I think the address of the previous node,
Yeah,
means next node, will be stored inside
yeah. This
the
particular
first
nodes
node.
there is a specific location to store the address of next node. Okay, that next
Yes,
node can be any position. We don't know. But for simplification purpose, here we are storing like here is the one node that we have calculated just now, and next key value pair is coming, and that key value pair is having same hash code but with different value. So it will go to the same bucket location, and then it will join after this particular node. Okay, with
yes,
different key value pair. Okay, the key will remain the same, and it can be same. It can happen like two keys can have same hash code. That is also possible, right? So then
yes,
it will
yes, sir.
store in the form of linked list. Okay.
Linked list.
So now let's suppose, uh, like what is the time complexity of Hashmap for the put operation?
Time complexity for put, it is order of one. If
Okay,
the linked list is like if many hash collisions are occurring, then the
okay.
like time complexity may increase order of.
So let's suppose
If,
like 15 key value pairs came and all 15 went to the same bucket location. Then what will
yes.
happen?
So from Java 8, improvement has been done. Like if it is increasing,
No,
the
no, no,
size is
no.
growing.
Yeah,
Uh,
before going to Java, tell me like what will be the time complexity in this scenario? Like all 15
it
went
will
to the same bucket. Now what will
it
be the
will be
time
order of
complexity?
n, sir. Order of n.
Order of n. Yeah. Okay. So now like after Java 8, what new feature came to resolve this time complexity?
So if it is increasing, the size is increasing, then it is created to a tree-like structure, binary tree. So
When
the
it when
complexity,
it will become a tree type structure? At which point?
uh, I think the condition I can't remember, but
There is some threshold value. Like as soon as it
yes,
reaches 8, okay. So after reaching 8, it will become a tree, balanced binary tree. Okay.
balance binary tree. Yes.
So what will be the time complexity when you are using balanced binary tree?
Then it will be log n. For
Yeah.
traversing
Yeah.
tree, it is log n.
So will it be always be a balanced binary tree?
Always balance binary tree, not possible.
Do you know the
It,
concept of rehashing?
no, sir, I have to explore.
Yeah, so once data is being filled on that, then again the next iteration like rehashing will happen. So in the case of
Okay.
rehashing, there is a chance like some of the key value pairs can store in different buckets. So in the next iteration, like if it is having lesser than a threshold value, number of nodes, then again it will become linked list. So this
Okay.
conversion happens from linked list to balanced binary tree, then balanced binary tree to linked list. This conversion keeps on happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the concepts very important, like rehashing, hash collision,
Mm,
index calculation, put and get method internal implementation, time
okay.
complexity, what is the solution after Java? So these are 4, 5 basic important questions for Intel.
So,
Okay, and what all design patterns have you worked upon in Java?
design patterns, I can say singleton pattern is used in Spring Boot.
In which
Like
kind of scenario?
if we are creating a logger,
Okay,
in that there is only one object is required for whole session.
okay.
So,
Can you write
and
me down like what you are thinking with respect to logger? How can we use that?
in we are using like we are creating logger
Hmm.
by using SLF4G.
Okay,
logger. Uh, there is logger factory,
Hmm?
logger factory dot get logger. Inside that we pass our class.
Hmm?
So for whole class, there is only one object will be created, and it will be used for logging purpose.
Okay, okay, okay. Great. Okay, so in case of singleton, like, can we break singleton design pattern?
Yes, for breaking, if we want, uh, if we are like creating clone of
Hmm?
that object, singleton object,
Okay.
in that in that way we can break, and also if we want to like serialize the object,
Hmm?
in that case also it will be break,
So
and we
during
can also
serialization,
break
will it break?
uh, during deserialization.
Yeah, during
It
deserialization, it will break. During serialization, it
yes,
will work fine. Okay.
yes,
So like conversion
during
of object to
deserialization.
hash code. So hash code is converted, it's fine. Serialization happens. Conversion of Java object to stream of byte. But when we are doing again revert back to object, so in that case, it will create a different UID specifically. Okay, it will create a different ID.
Yes,
So in that scenario, the hash code will differ. Okay. So during
yes,
deserialization, basically it will break the singleton design pattern. So how will you resolve this?
yes. So when we are using clone, then we can there is a method uh, of the object class.
Hmm.
Uh,
No, how will you resolve this problem? Like during
so
deserialization?
we can throw clone not supported exception.
No, this is for
Uh,
clone. This is not for deserialization.
for
Clone is a different.
serialization, there is yes sir. For serialization, uh, there is also a method which is used for serializing. Inside that, we can return the same object.
Hmm.
If we are serializing, then the we can return same object.
Yeah, during serialization, there is not an issue. During deserialization, there is an issue. Okay. So you
Yes, sir.
can read for it, like read object is a method. So you can go
Read
ahead
out
with
the
it
yes,
to understand
yes,
like how it is working. And
yes, sir.
like we are making use of private constructor also, right? Is in serialization. So uh, we can break that private constructor also.
Yes. By reflection, we can
Yeah. So how
access the
can we
private
resolve that
constructor.
problem?
We can use enums. So in enums, we can't access the constructor.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Okay, got it. So now let's suppose I want to mock some of the application.yaml properties file. Some data is there, key value pairs. So how will you mock the data to mimic the behavior? Like in the main service layer, we are calling the properties file data with @value, right? To make use of the value of that specific key. But if you want to mock those fields, so how will you make use
Uh,
of it?
so you are asking about testing framework like Mosquito.
Yeah, yeah, Mockito framework you're using, JUnit
Yes,
Mockito. Have you worked on
yes,
that?
yes, sir. For writing unit test, we are using Mosquito.
Yeah.
So we can inject the mock object by using @inject mock, and
Now,
the
how inject mock is working? I'm asking about a field basically.
only a field.
Yeah. So let's suppose you have defined some file path in the properties file. Like input file path is this. Let's suppose some file path you have given. So now you have made use. Now what we will do to make use of that particular file path, which you have defined in properties file?
I'm not explored it, sir. I have to explore.
You haven't made use of those property file data in your code
No,
in
no, sir.
service layer.
Currently
Yeah.
not doing like that.
Yeah. With,
We are
with that.
only creating dummy data and mocking.
Yeah. No, in the normal flow, basically, I was asking. In the normal logic flow in service layer, you are making use of properties file information as well, right? Over there.
No, sir. Currently not using like that. I have
Okay.
to explore it, sir.
Basically, with @value, we can do. Okay. We can take the
Yes,
value.
yes, sir. At
And
the rate
same,
value can. Uh,
yeah, that thing we can do in service layer or the business logic layer. But the same thing I can't do with Mockito framework, right? We can't make use of
yes,
@value. So now we have to mimic that behavior to fetch the value from the properties file. So how can we do that?
Mm, no idea, sir. I think can't we make another properties file? Like we have to take from same file or
Aha, because when you will call that particular method now in the service layer, so there internally it will make use of that field only. So you have to mock that field. In service layer, you can't change that field, right?
yes,
So let's
yes.
suppose you are making use of input file path. Okay. The same name will be used in the methods also, where you have written the business logic. You are getting?
Okay. Okay.
But from the mock method, how will you change the field? It is not possible. It will throw null pointer exception. You can't
Yes, yes.
change the value. You can't change the field basically. It is if input file path, you have to set input file path only in your mock
Okay.
class. But how will you set that? At that value, we can't use it, right? Over there.
It, I think there is some annotation for that also, but I've studied about it, but I can't remember right now.
Yeah. So there is a
Actually, in
reflection
our project,
utils.
we are not using like that.
Yeah. So there is a class reflection
Uh,
utils.
okay.
Okay. So reflection util test utils dot set
Okay.
field. Okay. So with the help of that, you can
Okay.
set the field and you can
I
mock it.
guess.
Okay. So you can add it in the
Okay,
setup
sir.
method. Okay. So there are two
Yeah.
annotations before each and after each annotations are there. Do you know about this?
Before each is used when we are setting up all the mock object,
Hmm?
and after each will be executed whenever the test case is executed. Then
Hmm.
if we have to clean up some resources, then we can use after each.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So for cleaning up, basically, you are making use of after each. And before each means basically if some XML content or some values are there which are used for all the methods. So let's suppose
Yes.
there are like 10 different kind of variations you have implemented, like scenarios, test cases scenarios you have written. And for all you have to copy the same data again and again, again and again. So those things you can copy it in setup method in before each annotation.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So which database are you using in your project?
PostgreSQL.
Okay, okay, PostgreSQL. So why PostgreSQL is selected in spite of all other SQLs?
I think the main logic was it is an open source database, and also it is like the transaction processing
Hmm?
power is more as compared to
So how
other
MySQL is
like
different from PostgreSQL?
MySQL. I have to explore, sir.
Hmm?
I have to explore about it.
You can go ahead and explore on this. Which one is relational? Which one is non-relational database system? Okay,
I
where
think, sir,
mapping will be. Hmm?
both are relational only, sir.
Then why are you going ahead with PostgreSQL?
Yes, I have to study about it.
Yeah. These things only they will ask you like high level
Yes, yes.
design. Basically, they can ask you like why you are going ahead
Okay.
with this design only. Why you have implemented singleton design pattern, not any other design patterns. So this
Okay.
why things will keep on coming. Okay, so you should be
Yes,
preparing
sir.
on that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I will prepare.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this was it for this. Is there any doubt you have? Any questions you have?
No, just the feedback which you have provided, I will work on it. Like the points you have said.
Yeah. So basically, practice coding and all. These are very much important.
Yes, yes. Coding, I will practice.
So they will ask follow-up questions. So if basic question only you're not able to do, then follow-up question, how will you get time to solve those questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so practice a lot on that. Okay.
Yes, sir. I will
It
practice.
will come with practice only. The more and more you practice, the more your brain will be programmed to solve those kind of problems. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Okay. So stay connected. You are there on LinkedIn, right? We can stay connected over there.
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
will.
Okay. Okay. So how you
Thank you, sir.
got to connect with me? Like how have you booked a call?
Actually, I was exploring for mock interviews. My interview is on 1st of March. So
Okay.
your
Which
name
company is it?
came at the top. It is
Where,
for
where,
Central Bank of India in Mumbai
where?
only.
Okay. Okay. No, where my name got popped up?
Uh, was top when I was searching for a mentor
In
for
Google,
mock interview. No,
in
no,
Google.
in
So,
top mate only.
acha, acha, okay. Hmm. Okay. So how was the experience so far?
Mm, It was good, sir. Yes, I learned a lot, like how to prepare and what topics to prepare.
So I haven't went into Docker and Kubernetes part because in that they will not ask much of the questions, like few questions only they will ask in Docker Kubernetes. The more focus will be on core Java, Spring Boot, microservice, SQL. 95% questions will be on this.
Mm,
Okay, and few questions they can ask on Docker Kubernetes.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So you can stay
Yes.
connected on LinkedIn. If you have any kind of doubt, you can let me know. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I can provide rating also on document like how have you
Yes.
experienced so far. Okay. So all the best
Yes,
for
sir. Yes.
interview. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.